What the fuck? Welcome, YouTubers, to another Boku no Hero Academy episode. We're gonna be talking about episode 9, and holy snap, we are finally getting introduced to the major villains of the whole entire series. Holy snap! I've been waiting now for this episode, and a lot of people are also gonna hate at this episode. This episode was kind of fairly slow, but it's because of the transition, from the previous episode where it actually was jumping from a full-on action scene, Deku versus Katsuki, and then we're just transferring on to another major arc. And this time we're going to the USJ major arc, and holy snap, Tomuro Shigaraki is finally here. Man, this guy just spells bad for business. Holy snap. This guy is literally like the pain of like Naruto. This guy is literally top tier villain-esque in this whole entire series. Holy snap. This is gonna be amazing now. This villain scene is gonna be amazing because I don't want to spoil too much for all you fans that are barely new into the series, because I kind of spoiled myself for going on reading a couple more chapters. But the fact that what we're gonna see is that, oh man, basically all the kids now are gonna be fighting into their own first major battle. Yes, their first villain battle. All these kids, or you could tell these kids are going to get some character progression from here on now. Like I said, the story is really picking up the pace. And it's really just going straight towards the plot. Fighting, fighting, fighting. Like I said, it's amazing how fast the author quickly wanted to get. I personally thought that this whole episode was going to be, this episode and the next episode was actually going to be more of a filler episode. But no. No, it's not. No filler. Completely straight to the point, just like in the manga. Head straight to fighting, and that's it. Only get rid of all that emotional drama over, and then just go back to straight up fighting this. Now, of course, in the beginning of the episode, we were actually focused on Tenya's leadership skills, you could say, or because if I remember correctly, they were actually talking about who's going to become the homeroom teacher, who's gonna become the, like I would say, the head of the class in order to lead them into the right path, or at least for schoolwork activities. That typical generic high school life, that they need a class president in order to help them sort out their activities and everything such and such. And who else possibly better could have been than Tenya Lita? And of course, he actually even rose. At first, he didn't rise to the task, of course, because he was I wouldn't say he was shy. It's just that he felt that Izuka was more of a person for the task. But Izuka, he personally doesn't feel like it, because of the fact that he's not like that. He's not the one. He's not the type of person to be out there presenting himself in front of the whole class. Izuka kind of more works more behind the scenes. That's why Izuka kind of mentioned the fact that yes, he is smart in his own terms. He is outgoing. But in his own terms. But it's just that he feels that Tenya Lita is more better for the task at hand, because Tenya Lita actually he's more serious and cares more deeply, and he's more passionate more than just Izuka. Izuka's just more on the side, just saying I'll support you, but I'm not a leader. I'm just more of a follower. But I'll be a leader when the time comes. But in this case, it's more of Tenya's little scene right here. And that's what I like about the fact that that Tenya and Izuka's friendship right there are actually it keeps growing. You could tell that these two are really going to be the best friends of this series. It's not strictly to say a rivalry between these two characters. It's more like I would say it's like bros. Just like I would say like Shikamaru and Naruto. Think of it something like that along the lines. They're just bros right there in itself, and they each have their own personalities where they best at what they can. And Tenya Lita was personally best at at leading people in the classroom for school activities, you could say. Now, that was most of the majority of the episode, was the fact that they were kind of focusing on who was becoming the homeroom teacher. But they did showcase a little bit of how the school system and the defensive capabilities that they could show. Apparently, there's an intruder. They have rules and guidelines for doing all this kind of stuff. But you look at the fact that, of course, this school is state of the art, and they would have they would be, you would think that there would be a little bit more teachers around as well, or probably at least teases with some more teachers that we haven't actually seen. But so far, we only seen the principal, Aizawa, who else? And President Mike, if I remember correctly. And All Might, of course. But so far, that's about it. There's not that many. Well, of course, and a cafeteria hero. But there's not that many heroes that they've shown so far. Maybe in the next couple episodes, they might show who actually might be the more teachers, like you could say, that are along the line. Now, we actually did get introduced to another new teacher. They're slowly teasing us at these pro teachers right here. They're pro heroes as well. You gotta remember the fact that these teachers are pro heroes. And we got introduced to number 13. I believe that's her name. I would say it's the name, number 13. But with this character, now I thought when I read the chapter, I thought it was a he. But when they introduced her, it had a little high pitched voice. She was very sweet. As you could say, I'm liking this, in fact. Or maybe it's just a young male. You couldn't tell, but you could tell the voice was a female, though. I'll tell you that much. Because maybe when I was reading it, you really weren't focusing on if it was a male or female. But clearly here, when you hear the voice, it's clearly a female. Now, what I liked about the fact in number 13 is that they even showed her quirk, and it was black hole. Now that in itself sounds like a very powerful quirk, but the way that they kind of seem is that, like, as if it's just any other regular quirk. When I personally think of a black hole, that's freaking dangerous. That's extremely dangerous. But apparently not. Apparently it's just another small quirk, kind of like Uraraka's gravity quirk. That the gravity quirk itself is pretty strong as well. But I'm not gonna digress and go on to all that kind of good stuff right there, as I can say. But like I said, black hole does sound like an interesting, powerful quirk right there. But 13, you are becoming a really cool character. I'll tell you that much. We don't know too much about the character right now so far. It's just the fact that it just has black hole and can disintegrate out any kind of stuff right there. But she's the type of teacher who's going to teach these kids, as you can see, more on how to use their quirks more effectively in rescuing people instead of using it for offense. Which is kind of interesting, because the fact that the number 13 teacher, quirk's ability is more of like a very destructive quirk. So that's how you know that her quirk is very controlled right there. And that's what the kids are going to learn that so far in this arc is control and patience. And that's what I'm liking about this. I'm telling you, I like how they're setting up the stage for these couple episodes. If I remember correctly, I think there's only going to be like 13 episodes in total as well. So, man, can't wait for season 2 though. Just can't wait. But the fact that we all got introduced to many new villains in this episode shows the fact that these next couple episodes are just gonna be pure action, no filler whatsoever. So get ready, kids. Get your juices. Get your popcorn, cause now it's an all-out battle. But that's it for this episode, because of the fact that I have nothing else to talk about. No, but in all seriousness, of course, we are actually done with this episode, because Renat Square kind of leaves off at the fact that the kids are going to be facing off against a lot of villains. But Tomura Shigaraki, watch out with this character. This character is just bad to the bone. But that's it. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this episode. I personally enjoyed this episode. It was very slow, but I love that ending scene. Not too many, I would say, comical skits in this episode. It was more long length, more like a serious episode, you could say. Just chit chat, and that's all they were doing. But like I said, let me know in the comment section what you guys think of all the villains. What do you guys think of any of the villains that you guys saw? If you guys memorized any of the villains, what'd you guys also think of number 13? What you guys think of the voice too? I swear, I'm still kind of confused at the fact of that. But drop it down in the comments below. And don't forget, if you guys enjoy my content, don't forget to subscribe. But this is Mr. Zen signing out.